Darkcast Network. Out of the shadows come the best indie podcasts.
Did you know one of the few things that Nostradamus correctly predicted was his own death? Did you know that only one professional baseball player has been killed while playing the game? What about the fact that one of the most poignant last words ever were spoken by a parrot? Each week on Famous Last Words, we'll examine some of the final thoughts of some of the most fascinating people in history. From presidents to murderesses, from business innovators to teen pop icons. That's Famous Last Words, part of the Darkcast Network, available right now wherever you get your podcasts.
Devil is on his way. Devil is on his way, motherfucker. The devil gonna make you pay. Fall to your knees. Devil is on his way. Fall to your knees. Devil gonna make you pay. Fall to your knees. Devil is on his way. Motherfucker, he's on his way.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Mountain Murders.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Dylan.
You're a very spirited Dylan.
That's right.
Looking forward to the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, I'm getting these jingle bells ready.
Not even because of the food. You're just excited to have a few days off.
Yeah. Yeah, a little 4-day break at work. That sounds really good. Don't have to burn any vacation days. I'm going to get paid for, most of that. So, yeah, what's not to look forward to?
Gotta love those paid holidays. Well, we hope everyone has some plans for Thanksgiving. If you're spending it with friends, family, a loved one.
Even if you're planning on spending it by yourself and having a quiet time at home and doing
really nice.
The exact thing that you want and no one else bothering you, I really applaud that.
Get your little hungry man turkey dinner.
Yeah, why not?
Do the damn thing.
If that's what makes you happy.
I've noticed a lot of restaurants are now offering Thanksgiving, like you can order ahead and they'll make the Thanksgiving meal for you.
Right.
And you can go pick it up and it's the sides, it's all the fixins, right?
Yeah, and it feeds 4 to 6 people apparently.
Yeah, so that seems like it's becoming more popular. I remember years ago there might be like one place that offers that, but now it seems there are more and more restaurants offering that option.
Well, what I think people... a lot of people cook less nowadays, especially with the big meals, you know what I mean? Maybe the traditions aren't as prevalent as it used to be. I think everybody had like Big Mama's house or whatever you went, somebody's granny's or, your grandparents' house or the one aunt who, hosted everybody. It seems like that's becoming less of a tradition, maybe.
Not in our house. I'm the crazy kitchen lady. That's my favorite part of holidays.
Yeah.
Is like the food prep and making the food. Like I enjoy spending all day making a meal, everything from scratch, the desserts, and then serving it to my friends and family. I love that part.
I enjoy you cooking all day and night as well.
Yeah, I know, because you rarely offer to help.
That's not true.
It's not?
No.
Huh.
I mean, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, usually your ass is parked in a chair or on a couch. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the living room. If you need me to open something, just let me know.
Well, I'll be preparing a delicious Thanksgiving meal on Thursday.
And I'll be eating it.
Yeah, we know, Dylan. We know. I finished all of my Christmas shopping today. This is the one and only day I plan to shop. And I finished my Christmas shopping, and I will not step foot into a store until like mid-March.
Man, that sounds great.
I know.
So you can avoid the crazy holiday sales. And, as the closer it gets to Christmas, I think it really kicks off typically after Thanksgiving, right? Black Friday. It's not as small a window as it used to be. It's not quite the fervor that used to be.
No, now Black Friday is like a week or 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah, and then you got Cyber Monday, I guess. But the stores still get crazy. And it gets worse and worse the closer you get to Christmas Eve.
Thank goodness for online shopping.
Yeah, I know.
Because I only hit up about 3 different stores today for gifts. And the rest of it, I just bought everything on the internet. It was quick. It was easy. It was painless.
You had a plan.
But I also don't have like a huge shopping list.
No, but you had already thought out what you wanted to get everyone that we buy for. And I think you put together a great plan. I didn't have to do anything, which was also a nice added bonus for me. And I appreciate you. I think you did a great job.
Dylan, something that popped up in my news feed this week that we have to discuss because it is true crime related. Do you remember the Slender Man case?
Yes, I do.
It was like 2014. Morgan Geyser was one of the perpetrators. She was in some kind of psychiatric facility and was recently released into a group home setting.
Okay.
She cut off her ankle monitor and ran away. So she was reported missing on Saturday night after correction officials were notified that her GPS monitoring bracelet was malfunctioning. They contacted the group home and learned that she was not there. She had removed the bracelet and apparently took off, according to the Madison Police Department, because she's in Wisconsin.
Well, that's not good.
Madison police said they were not made aware of her disappearance until like almost 12 hours later, which was like Sunday morning. They start searching, looking for her. Her attorney posted a video on Instagram urging her to turn herself in. He was like, don't continue to remain on the run like this. She was found Sunday night across state lines, some 165 miles away in Illinois, about 20 miles south of Chicago, in a town called Posen.
Oh, she almost made it to the Windy City.
The Posen Police Department said they got her on Monday. There was a report of a man and woman loitering behind a truck stop, sleeping on the sidewalk. The woman refused to provide her name and initially gave them a fake one. And then after police kind of kept continuing to identify her, she finally told them, just Google me. I did something really bad.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So once she provided her identity, officers confirmed she was Morgan Geyser. She was wanted out of Wisconsin for escape after walking away from the group home. So they have, captured her. And I guess, I don't know what's going to happen, if she's going to be sent back to the group home or if this is like some kind of violation of her release.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what's going on in her head or what she's dealing with. But it seems to me like maybe she's not ready to be released.
Well, I didn't think she was ready to be released. Like when I heard that a judge was going to let her out of the psychiatric facility where she had spent like 7 years, I was thinking that is not enough time.
No.
For what she did.
No, I agree.
She's now 23. She had spent 7 years in that hospital. A judge approved her release over a decade after she and her friend lured their classmate into the Wisconsin woods. They stabbed her more than a dozen times and left her for dead. And this was to appease the fictional character Slender Man.
It was such a crazy story.
Like internet myth, right?
Yeah, it's like some creepypasta, right?
Yeah.
It was, I think, one of the original big creepypastas that kind of went viral. Fictional stories, scared, creepy stories. But, it's 1,000 wonders that the victim in this case survived. And I think it's only because they were just young kids and didn't really know what they were doing. Thank God. But yeah, I mean, this very well could have been a murder case, right?
Her attorney, Mr. Cotton, I believe his name's Tony Cotton, he said that one of his biggest fears for Morgan upon her release from the hospital was her ability to navigate new relationships, particularly with older men who might not have her best interests in mind. He said that over the last 12 years that he's represented her as a client, there were these seemingly normal men who would find their way kind of into her orbit, maybe writing letters or whatever, and then would act highly inappropriate with her.
Well, that's not okay.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt that she has issues she deals with. And certainly there's I agree with him. There's a good chance And then she also has a bit of this kind of notoriety connected to her case and her name. Infamy, I guess you might say. But just have to kind of bring the weirdos out of the woodwork. You know what I mean?
Right. And you add that to the fact that she has these severe and profound issues.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why when we discussed this, when they first talked about releasing her, that was one of my main concerns. It wasn't just about, hey, I think maybe she should be punished for a longer period of time. But I don't know that she's going to be able to take care of herself properly, right?
Right. I just thought it was really soon to release her. I don't think justice has been served in this case. You spend 7 years in a hospital. I mean, it's not prison.
No, and I'm sure a victim lives with every day the trauma of what they went through. So, and that doesn't go away for the victim.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe she'll be returned to the hospital facility. Again, I don't know what the terms of her release are, but this can't be good.
No, it's not good. And if she can't follow the rules, at the very, I think following the rules of the place that you're staying is not a big ask, right? And if she can't do that, that makes you wonder.
She's not going to be able to assimilate into society.
Right. It makes you wonder if she can follow the rules of society.
Well, it sounds like maybe she can't. I mean, I'm sorry, but they thought Slender Man was real.
Well,
I've been young once,
yeah.
Okay? And there was like Bloody Mary and other legends, and I never for once thought this is a real thing. So, yeah.
So even if you were carrying on with friends and you guys were a little scared or kind of worked each other up, you still knew the difference between real and not real.
I didn't try to murder any of my friends when I was 14 years old or whatever. So, yeah.
Okay.
I just don't have, I guess, a lot of compassion for these two girls because what they did was horrific. And at the end of the day, it was really stupid. And I don't even know. Like, I just want to shake them and be like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Right.
I mean, you seriously hurt your friend over some dumbass shit that's not even real. And I'm sorry, but are you stupid because you believe like an internet myth? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I get they were kids, but, even if they're young, we can still say they're dumb because they kind of were.
Yeah, but to lure your friend, to set them up, and then attack them like this, it's pretty...
monstrous.
It's pretty cruel, right?
I think it's just monstrous.
Yeah, it's not some heat-of-the-moment thing. It took planning. It took premeditation.
Right.
Lots of thought.
And I'm just honestly tired of this narrative when we have... maybe young people or whatever, or the criminal justice system, like wanting to make excuses for people's bad behavior and their bad choices.
Well, I have to say,
like there's there's an excuse for it. And it's like, but there's really not an excuse for like 99% of these crimes.
No, the excuse, there is no excuse. You refuse to just be part of society. And I think we have to change our mindset on crime in general. Like you have another case of a man attacking a woman out of nowhere on public transit.
Oh, Chicago.
Set her on fire.
Yes.
He's a career criminal. Should have been in jail a long time ago. And we need to, but what's funny is you always hear about, their life, their backstory. That they grew up this way. I
don't really fucking care.
And all that. And I don't either.
Because a lot of people have horrible childhoods or fucked up trauma, and not everybody goes out murdering and killing and just being a piece of shit.
No, it doesn't give you a right to be a piece of shit. And I think even petty crime, if you get over and over again, you're wasting resources of a community's resources. You're, like I said, you're letting us know that you're not going to be a productive citizen in any form. If you've got
22 arrests on your record, there's a problem.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what the crimes are.
You don't fit in with the rest of the world, and so we need to do something with you. I don't know if that's prison. I don't know what it is, but just remove these people from society. I'm just tired of it. I feel like we've reached this fever pitch with crime and excuses, and there's no like personal responsibility for anything. It's always blame this, blame that. And it's like, no, at the end of the day, you have free will and you make a choice. Just like you chose to harm your friend because you believed in Slender Man. I mean, you're going to go murder somebody or assault someone and say it's because you thought the tooth fairy wanted you to? I mean, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous.
Well, see, the problem with the situation like that is what's going to stop you from believing something like that again, right?
Well, there's that.
I mean, we can do therapy, we can do medicine, but is all that going to stop you from having this break from reality? Which that's what that is. And also, why do we keep putting responsibility on victims in crimes?
I know, right?
Like, if you come breaking my house and I go way overboard with my reaction to that, you know, that kind of sucks. But you know what wouldn't have happened? If you didn't break into my house,
You wouldn't be dead?
I wouldn't have this strong reaction or this overboard reaction because you wouldn't have came and set me off in my home.
Well, I'm just not out murdering people on the streets, but
Right.
if you break in my house, you're gonna,
Yeah,
you're
I just
gonna find out.
it's just the mentality has really changed since we were children.
Yeah, no, it's not good. I think it's for the worst.
No, and you didn't see this when you even lived in small towns and you had somebody who was a shitbird, and they went to jail, dude. You know, after a while, you didn't see that person around again.
No.
You didn't have this revolving door in the justice system of giving them 50 million chances.
There's a habitual felon charge. I don't know why these judges aren't tacking that on, because some of these people, I mean, they've just got this criminal history that's mile long, and there's no reason we can't slap that on and send your ass to prison for a long time.
Well, let's give you 5 or 10 years and let you think about it and see what if you want to. Some people will be reformed after that. And guess what? Some won't be. And then that's the people who don't want to ever be a part of society.
No. Dylan, we've got to move on. That's a very long introduction to the show, and someone's probably already turned us off by now. We have a case to discuss that is just wild.
Okay.
It is a doozy. You've probably heard this story before, but I've always wanted to discuss it because it's one of those stories that's just, this case is so messed up.
Okay, I can't wait to get into it.
And of course, November, our theme this month has been bloodlines. We're discussing family members who kill their other family members.
Family annihilators.
That kind of thing, yeah. So let's get into it. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Enough time has passed. Let's do it. Mary Jo DiVittorio met Blake Hadley in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Mary Jo was originally from Pennsylvania. Blake was a Florida native who worked for the St. Lucie nuclear power plant as a watch engineer. Mary Jo was an elementary school teacher. After they married, the couple moved to Port St. Lucie, Florida, where they would be closer to Blake's family. He would also shorten the work commute he'd been making while living in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, that's
So,
a big
win-win.
That's a big plus.
Now, Port St. Lucie, Florida, Dylan, is described as like a sleepy community. It's about 40 miles north of West Palm Beach, halfway between Miami and Orlando. Port St. Lucie is noted for being a fairly safe place to live, especially given that the population is about 150,000. It's not exactly a small town.
No, would you consider that a small city?
Sure, or a large town.
That's a big town, bud.
It's a big town. But, 150,000 people, they just seem like they don't have a ton of violent crime there. So, good place to live, right?
Yeah.
The city offers 21 miles of beaches and is known for its natural beauty. I'm sold. 21 miles of beaches.
That's a lot of beach, right?
I'm ready for this. Let's move to Florida.
I would live in Florida.
Well, let's go. What's stopping us?
But I think I would have to live near the beach. I don't know if I'd want to be in Central Florida.
Well, no. If we're moving to the beach. Okay, our next move, wherever we go, is going to be at a beach.
Okay.
Okay? I've told you this. I don't know why you act like you forgot.
I have not forgotten.
Don't act like you forgot. Bitch better have my beach. Okay. Blake and Mary Jo expanded their family with the addition of a son named Ryan, and 5 years later, they welcomed another son, Tyler. Now, at the time of our story, Ryan Hadley had moved out of the family home and was living in North Carolina. I've gotten some conflicting information. Some reports say he was attending college in North Carolina. Other reports say he had moved there, like he'd graduated, I'm assuming from college, and had moved to North Carolina to be with a girlfriend.
Okay.
A girlfriend that would later become his wife.
Either way,
yeah,
he's now in North Carolina.
He's a young man, and he's in North Carolina. The Hadleys lived in a modest 3-bedroom home located at 371 Northeast Grandeur Avenue. In 2015, Wells Fargo Bank will seize the home, and it will be demolished. The parcel of land will be donated to the city, but we'll discuss more of that later.
So, yeah, okay. I'm just curious on what grounds they took control of the property.
Well, you're about to find out. By all accounts, the Hadleys had a solid marriage with lots of love. And like every couple, they have ups and downs. By the time of our story, the couple were working hard to get their second son, Tyler, off to college, finish up high school, get him off to college, get him out of the house.
Yeah.
Right?
So the parents can have fun.
That's when the parents live in those golden years, right?
Talking about
empty nesters. Get some privacy. Have some freaky sex in the living room.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Naked breakfast.
Whatever parents do when their kids leave. At 17, Tyler was described as friendly and polite. He was a good kid who didn't seem to cause trouble, at least from the outside. And I think this happens often. Folks, neighbors, whatever, friends of the family will say, "Oh, what a wonderful kid." And that's because most kids know how to put on a show for other people.
Well, yeah,
But when they're home, they maybe behave a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, the phrase behind closed doors covers so much, right?
By the time Tyler reached high school, he was 6'1" and weighed about 160 pounds. So he was a pretty good-sized youngin'.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering his age, by the time he fills out, he's going to be a pretty good-sized dude.
With that kind of height, it is no surprise that Blake and Tyler were often seen outside their home shooting hoops. The family spent time in their backyard enjoying their swimming pool. Often Tyler could be seen skateboarding, riding his bike, and tossing the football around the yard. Sounds like normal, kind of all-American family, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, outward appearances suggest this was the all-American family. They were living the middle-class dream. But what most people didn't know is that Tyler had some issues since he was about 10 years old. That included making threats to kill his parents.
Now, a lot of times as kids are growing up, they'll say some stuff they didn't mean. Parents do it too. You may lash out at your child or get way, disproportionately mad or a little bit over the top about something and say something you regret. But I have to say, if my child's continually threatening to kill me, I would find that very, very disturbing.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, especially if it's always,
right.
in a very angry, heat of the moment kind of thing. I'd be like, damn, does this kid really want to try to kill me? I mean, I'll find
it's unsettling for sure.
Yeah, it'd be very bothersome.
As a young teen, Tyler, along with some friends, started a fire at River Park Wildlife Preserve. The teens had found like an abandoned couch and drug it into the park. They lit it on fire after pouring gasoline on it.
Oh my gosh.
So, fire play, being a little pyromaniac, that's not a good sign.
No, it's not.
And it's quite dangerous. I mean, this could have easily gotten out of hand.
And you could have burned all this pristine land that's a nature preserve.
Absolutely.
And you could have hurt somebody.
Tyler started having other trouble when he was 15. He began experimenting with drugs, hanging out with a bad crowd, and skipping school. And when I say drugs, I should clarify, mostly marijuana at this point, not like black tar heroin.
Okay.
And not condoning Tyler's use of pot, but it doesn't seem uncommon for teenagers to do that. But of course, young brains don't fully develop into adulthood, and studies show that pot use isn't good for your brain at that age, or really any age.
No, and I think there's more and more studies being done, and I think given the widespread legal use of marijuana now, and of course, in the modern day, these products are much stronger, much stronger,
Yeah.
much more psychoactive. You're actually hearing cases of psychosis, marijuana-induced psychosis, which is kind of wild. We always thought when we were younger that just wasn't possible, or that you couldn't OD on marijuana. But now you see these people showing up at the hospital, having eaten edibles, very strong edibles and things like that. But I do believe, I've always believed, that heavy marijuana use by especially early teen kids, definitely not a good thing, right?
Is that what's wrong with you?
No, I didn't use marijuana when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. Your brain just is like this?
This natural.
Oh, gosh.
I came out like this.
Oh, oh no.
No, I'm not sure what's wrong with me, but I don't think it was the marijuana. But yeah, so he's going around hanging out with the quote unquote bad crowd, which could just be some kids who have long hair and,
Well, it could be,
tore
but like
jeans.
other kids, other, peers that went to high school with Tyler did describe his group of friends as sort of being the druggy crowd, whatever that means. So it sounds like they're probably just like some burnout skater kids or something.
Well, here the bad crowd in reality is unmotivated, kind of like losers. I mean, I'm not even being. A lot of times they may be outcast, misfit types, but they're just they're headed nowhere fast.
Well, it
right?
sounds like these kids also were maybe getting into some trouble as well.
Right, and that's where you get petty crime,
Yeah.
vandalism, just kind of being a shitty person, right?
Breaking into cars, stuff like that, yeah. Tyler had always been a quiet kid who was sometimes difficult to read. Others who knew Tyler at school said he was hyperactive and he exhibited bizarre behavior. Some of this, Dylan, I would just call attention seeking. Almost
Okay.
like when we watched the My Friend Dahmer movie and like the Jeffrey Dahmer character, he supposedly would do weird things like pretend he was like having a seizure and drop down in the hallway and start convulsing, and it was all for attention, right?
Right.
Well, that kind of sounds like what Tyler was doing. People described him as always trying to like get the crowd going.
He's a hype man.
He wants to be the hype man. During class, he would just randomly start laughing, which is, a little, I guess, off-putting. You're in the middle of a history lesson.
I gotta say,
You're learning about like the Third Punic War, and then here's Tyler just ha 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 ha. This is funny.
I remember kids like this in school, and it aggravated me.
It aggravated me too.
Because I don't know if I was the goofy kind of student, but I was like enjoying class, right? And now you know what I mean. We're in our groove, even if it's not my favorite subject. We can get in the groove. I've always had a mentality, let's just do this, see what we can get out of it, as much value as we can extract, and let's move on to the next thing, right?
I understand, but I think mine came more from a place of like just being antisocial.
Right.
Like, not a whole lot has changed over the years, and just being annoyed. Like, would you just shut the fuck up and like just stop? Like, let's get on with it. Like you're not making this any better. There was a kid I went to elementary school with, and he did those strangest things. Like he would eat paste and like climb under his desk and bark like a dog. Yeah. And even as a little kid, I would be like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like I just wanted him to go away.
Yeah, or the kid who like wants to always get into it with the teacher, make like a big scene.
Yeah, like, just shut up. That main character syndrome gets my nerves. Like, just stop. So Tyler always wants to get the crowd going. He would start laughing in class. He would interrupt lessons by just blurting out random things. One time, another student recalled that Tyler started mooing like a cow in the middle of biology class.
Oh, my God.
They weren't even, like, discussing bovines.
I was going to say, were they at least studying cows?
No. Just dumb shit like that.
See, I had really good comedic timing. And I could get the whole class laughing, but out in the open. I didn't have to do this. I would make a well-timed joke or, something like that. And I'd have the teacher, the class, everybody laughing, right?
We get it, Dylan. You're funny.
No. Well, I know. Thank you for that. I know I am. But then you see these other people, they're trying way too hard. And nobody ever gets on board with them.
I'm just like, nobody wants to be here. Like, most of us don't like school anyway, and we're in this stupid class, and then here you come. Like, just shut up.
No.
I don't want to hear you. I don't even want to, like, know you. Just get somewhere and be quiet.
Okay, so he's prone to outbursts. Sounds like he might get on people's nerves to a degree.
Yeah. About 10 weeks before the time of our story, Tyler had gotten into some, like, more serious trouble. He'd been given a slap on the wrist for starting that fire. Tyler got into serious trouble after getting into a fight at a friend's house. This time he was charged with aggravated battery. Given his juvenile record, which also included a conviction for burglary, and I don't know the details of that case, Tyler was sentenced to a week in county jail. He had 2 weeks of house arrest after that, and Tyler's parents confiscated his cell phone as well during this time, which for most teenagers is the end of the world.
So he's in real trouble now.
He's in real trouble now. But I would say a fire and burglary, I mean, that's a pretty serious charges and convictions.
Well, no, and getting a week in jail. I mean, there's, most adults haven't been sentenced to a week in jail. And house arrest afterwards. You can see that he's getting bigger consequences.
Yeah.
He's doing worse stuff.
Despite his troubles, Tyler seemed to have a good relationship with his mother. When he was placed on house arrest, he confided in friends that Mary Jo had been disappointed in him. She was sad, and Tyler felt incredibly guilty that he had upset his mother. One time, he snapped at her, kind of yelled at her, and then moments later apologized because he just couldn't stand the thought that he had, like, hurt his mom's feelings.
Well, the thing about it is, Tyler, you're the only person that can control these behaviors, and all you have to do is stop, dude.
Yeah.
Right? It's not, yeah.
Stop mooing in class.
Just stop with, you know what you're doing.
Don't be a little dickhead to your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a Friday night in June of 2011, Tyler returned home, like, after being at a friend's house, and he was incredibly intoxicated. That evening, he had also urinated on the friend's bed.
Okay.
Not okay. Not okay. His mother admitted him to a mental health clinic called New Horizons. Mary Jo invoked the Baker Act, which allows parents to involuntarily commit their minor children for psychiatric treatment. I don't know if this is just in Florida, but
I've never heard of the Baker Act, but
anywho,
I think that's different by the state.
Tyler had been treated in the past for depression, an eating disorder, and low self-esteem. As a younger boy, he'd been given human growth hormones. Apparently, he was very small, like short in stature and kind of chubby. And his mom thought if he took these growth hormones and got a little taller, that he would have more self-esteem.
Oh, they gave him some HGH.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a cycle of that.
Okay.
To heal
I
all.
mean, is it a good idea to give those hormones to kids? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm actually surprised that they did that, honestly. Because, I mean, and I'm not sure how they use it medically. I know that athletes will use that to heal like nagging injuries or long-term injuries and things like that. I know it can be used in the gym scene mixed with some other stuff to, be on a cycle of gear, if you will.
Right.
Steroids and such. But yeah, I don't know, just for confidence, to build confidence.
Right.
Yeah, it seems a little weird to me.
Well, I have a cousin, and she has a very specific disorder that causes her to have almost like dwarf-like features. And she is, I guess, technically considered a dwarf because she's like under 4'11" or whatever. Like, I think she's 4'10". But that's only because they gave her human growth hormones when she was a very small child. But instead of making her taller, it just made her gain weight like crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like, wasn't a good choice maybe for her. because she has then battled obesity, like severe obesity, for most of her like teen years and adulthood.
Gosh.
And I have to think maybe it has something to do with all those growth hormones they were pumping into her. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but, you know, I mean, at this point, she's maybe 450 or 500 pounds. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, she has a lot of health problems stemming from that.
Well, yeah, there's no way you're going to have a comfortable life when you're dealing with something like that. There's just no way.
Right. So I guess I don't know a whole lot about it, but just having known about that and having that kind of close-up experience with someone, it just seems maybe like it's not a good idea. And especially just so your son might be taller.
No.
Like,
well,
don't we all wish we were a little bit taller and a baller?
Well, I'm happy at 6 foot even.
And a girl who looked good, I would call her.
I think I might have a well-proportioned body, so I'm very happy in my own skin.
A rabbit in a hat? Okay.
Honey.
What?
No.
You can just call me Skilo. Tyler is forced to attend counseling daily after having been committed. And, of course, his parents are wanting him to seek this like drug treatment. I don't think he was real happy with the situation.
Well,
being forced to like go to therapy and treatment and that kind of stuff.
Well, his parents are seeing it as this is things have gotten bad. He's gotten in some real trouble, right? And they're trying to do everything they can think of to modify his behavior, but at the same time to make him better, if you will, right? I'm sure his best interest are at the heart of what they're trying to do for him.
A few weeks later, Mary Jo seemed happier. She kind of thought maybe Tyler was finally over the shenanigans and was starting to improve, get his life back on track. You know, the old Tyler seemed to be back. His parents felt like, you know, hey, okay, this is our son. This is the son we know, not this other kid. He traveled with his father to a family reunion in Georgia. Family members traveled as far away as Minnesota to attend this reunion. And at the event, Tyler seemed fine. Like, he was getting along with his parents. He was enjoying the visit with the extended family. All is well.
Okay.
Yet, Tyler's friends saw a different side of him. Tyler had made repeated threats of suicide, as well as stating that he wanted to murder his parents.
God, dude. I mean, that's scary, right?
After being forced into this mental health program, his feelings didn't seem to change. But now Tyler was not only saying that he wanted to kill Blake and Mary Jo, but that he was going to throw a huge party afterwards.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to have the post-killing my parents party. All you guys are invited.
RSVP?
Yeah.
He told one friend, quote, "No one has ever done that. Thrown a party with dead bodies still in the house." Eek.
How would you react if you had a friend acting like this?
Well, I don't know if I would still be friends with this person.
That's
okay?
that's what I'm saying.
Disturbing. And there's only so much I'm willing to tolerate out of friends. That's probably why I don't have any. Yeah, this is not going to work for me. Like, you sound kind of deranged, and I just don't even know if I want to hang out with you.
Well, no, because even I have a dark sense of humor.
I do too,
Very.
But like,
but keeping on and on about something like that, I also have, at the same time, I have very strong moral sense.
Absolutely.
And when other people violate my rules, my morality for myself, let alone over and over again, that makes me not want to be around them.
Plus,
right?
you know, we're vibes people, Dylan.
Yeah.
And I just have a feeling this kid was like walking bad vibe. So I'm like, again, I'm not sure I would have been friends with him or a person like him.
Exactly.
Right? Of course, his friend was like, yeah, sure, buddy, whatever. Because he said weird shit like this all the time to friends. It wasn't really shocking at that point. It was almost like the boy who cried wolf or something, right? And he just keeps making these threats over and over again. And if you keep hearing the same thing over and over again like that from your bud, you're just not even going to believe it anymore.
You just get desensitized to it, right?
Right.
First time or two, you might have been like, oh, gosh, and gave it a second thought. But if someone keeps on and on, you're just like, oh, that's just Tyler, you know. They may even discuss it behind his back about the weird stuff he says. And I guess at the same time, you don't want to believe that someone's capable of something like that.
Yeah. Writer Nathaniel Rich published an investigative piece in the Rolling Stone magazine, and this article has a very rich, detailed narrative of the events that played out on July 16th and 17th of 2011. So I just want to say this article was a big part of my research, as well as other newspaper reports. Now, I should preface this case by saying there's not a lot for young people to do in Port St. Lucie. Like I said, it's kind of a sleepy community. Many teens turn to drugs and alcohol as well as criminal activity simply out of boredom.
Yeah, and
I think that happens.
No, that happens in especially in smaller communities, and of course this happens in big cities as well. But yeah, I mean you're messing around. You're trying to keep yourself busy or occupied, entertained, and oftentimes you get into, at the very least, just some petty vandalism or, breaking windows at an already derelict building, just goofy shit like that,
Spray painting.
Yeah.
On walls. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's
raucous activities.
That's never been my cup of tea because I always overthink situations, think about the worst outcome possible. So I've always steered clear of things like that. But yeah, that's what the kids do.
Well, a lot of time is spent partying because there's nothing else going on. And now I will say I grew up in a town where there was not a whole lot to do, especially for young people, besides go see a movie in a very tiny old theater in town. Yeah. Or go to the skating rink, which by the time you're in high school, people don't really want to do that because it's mostly little kids.
It's kind of lame.
Right? Or cruise the plaza, which was basically just driving around in a circle in a parking lot for hours, looking at the same people that you see at school every day.
Yeah.
But instead of speaking, you just kind of nod your head at them.
Well, so
you might make eye contact with some person that you don't really know that well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I seen you
might spark something there.
I seen you in that parking lot the other night.
Yeah. I mean, it was really kind of stupid, but we didn't have cool things to do. The nearest mall was 40 minutes away. Again, nothing to do. And though I was not really going to wild parties at that age, a lot of people around me were doing that. They were drinking, they were using drugs. I'd hear about a party on Friday, and then, of course, Monday morning, salacious gossip would go around about maybe who had had sex that weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody would be talking ooh, did you hear about so-and-so? Yeah. And it was juicy gossip.
Now, would you partake in the gossip?
You know it. I love gossip. I love some. I always want to hear. I love the tea. Spill it.
But you'd never go to the parties.
I'm nosy. Well, no, I wasn't allowed.
Okay.
No, remember I had a really strict mother. But even if kids are bored, that's no excuse for behavior like burglary, assault, breaking and entering.
No, see, that's the thing. That's something that you decided to do because you're a bad person. And I'm sorry, that's the only reason for that.
And I know we're old people, Dylan, and to us, teenagers seem very different from when we were growing up. And I think most generations have that idea. These kids today, I'm sure our parents thought those things about us.
Well, yeah, there's always that generational gap. Times change, the society changes, culture changes. It's always evolving, sometimes in bad ways, sometimes in good ways. But I think it's natural to have that feeling to a degree, right?
Well, in this story, I just want to say many of Tyler's friends seem cold, callous, disconnected. And I find it disturbing how little empathy some of these younger generations seem to display. Their willingness to do certain things that we would never have dreamed of at that age, is a little disturbing.
Well, I think that's something we're seeing in society is empathy and our very humanity is almost being cut out of us or rinsed out of us. It's weird, right?
I mean, maybe I'm judging them too harshly, but we've got young adults, right? And we've witnessed their interactions with friends or just stuff they talk about or things they come home and like, gossip about. I mean, like, it was a really big deal when I was in high school if somebody had sex, right? Like that was, wow.
Right.
And my daughter would come home and tell me like about girls hooking up. Oh yeah, she slept with like 7 or 8 guys. And they're 16. And I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
That's not okay, right? I mean, that's a lot. But yeah, again, I don't remember that kind of thing happening back in our day.
Yeah, but they're not even having a strong reaction to it. They're almost saying it nonchalantly.
No.
Right?
Like, oh yeah, they hooked up, but she's hooked up with this. And I just, wow, okay. Seems like a lot. So on Saturday, July 16th, 2011, at about 1:15 p.m., Tyler made a Facebook post that read, quote, "Party at my crib tonight, ... maybe."
Wow. It's mysterious. Kind of get you intrigued, right?
Yeah.
He's creating his own buzz.
Like when he says party, I'm thinking like snack trays.
The ...
Will there be a charcuterie board?
It really leaves it open-ended for it to the possibilities to be endless.
Will I have a chance to stick salami and olives in my mouth at this party? That's all I care about. Where's the snacks?
You want the finger foods.
Yeah.
You think these kids are going to have proper finger foods?
I don't know, but I fucking love some finger foods, so they better have some dips, right?
They're not going to have
Some
dips.
pretzels. Okay. Now, it doesn't sound like Tyler had ever thrown a party at his house, much less a rager. And his friends knew that Mary Jo and Blake were probably not going to allow a party to happen, especially given the past few months. His parents were concerned about drugs and alcohol. Doubtful they would let him throw a party with drugs and alcohol, right?
Well, and that's true for most parents, I would imagine.
I don't know. No.
Most. I'm saying some, you got the cool who think they're the cool parents or, want to let other...
I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. You guys want some margaritas? Yeah.
Letting other people's kids come to your house and whatever you do, interacting with your own children, as long as you're not abusing them or something, is your business as far as I'm concerned, right? As they get older, if you decide to let your 17-year-old drink a few beers at your home with you, hey, I might not have done that, but that's really your business, right? That's your business, how you want to parent, teach your kid things. But the idea of letting other people's children come to your home and drink or smoke or anything like that, that blows my mind because that is inappropriate on so many levels.
Well, right. So again, some parents are okay with that, Dylan. Some parents don't mind if their kids have a throwdown, keg party, rager. They'll just go in the back bedroom and ignore what's happening out front. I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to allow that in my house. I'm afraid they'll spill stuff on the floor and I just mopped. Now, a friend texted him, "Is this happening?" And Tyler responded, "I don't know, man. I'm working on it." Now, he'd been saying all week that he was going to be throwing this party, telling everybody. Around 5 p.m., Tyler decided to follow through with a plan he had made. So he popped 3 ecstasy tablets, then listened to "Feel Lucky" by rapper Lil Boozy.
Okay.
Who is Lil Boozy?
I'm not sure.
I don't know who Lil Boozy is. Now, once he'd psyched himself up, Tyler searched for his parents' cell phones, which he proceeded to hide. He found a claw hammer in the garage. It has been described as a framing hammer about 17 inches in length.
Okay, so that's a pretty big hammer.
Sounds like a Thor hammer or something.
But a framing hammer is going to be a fairly heavy hammer, big head on it. Yeah, probably maybe a straight claw.
His mother was working at the family computer. Tyler wasn't sure what to do, so he just stood behind her, watching for like 5 minutes. Now, I don't know if it was really 5 minutes because if you walk up behind me, I instantly know
you're going to feel someone standing.
Well, right. I mean, I think most people have that spidey sense.
Right.
And you're going to know someone's watching you or standing behind you.
So either way, he's standing behind her for a minute.
Right. And it seems like she's distracted maybe on the computer, so she's not really paying attention to him. But finally, Tyler raised the hammer and smashed it into his mother's head.
So this is crazy. So he's decided to have this party, knowing damn well that if he asks his parents, they're going to tell him hell no. Probably, right? Especially given everything that's happened and given the type of party he wants to have. So now to throw the party that other people are kind of pressuring him about now, because he's the one going around saying, I'm having a party all week. Now he's going to attack his parents? I mean, this is really stupid. I mean, it's insane.
I guess there's not going to be any snacks. Okay, so Mary Jo is in shock and she starts screaming, why? And Tyler just continues hitting his mother in the head with the hammer until she's no longer with us.
Okay. Blunt force trauma.
Blake Hadley had been in the master bedroom at the time, and hearing his wife screams, he runs out of the bedroom and he stumbles upon this bloody scene. And Blake kind of makes eye contact with his son, and they're just sort of like looking at each other. And he asks, why? And Tyler says, why the fuck not?
Okay.
Blake runs, and Tyler chases his father into the bedroom and just starts beating him with the claw hammer.
No. At that moment, as shocking as it is, you have to realize your son is now a threat. He's already, at the very least, injured, possibly killed your wife, his mother. You have to protect yourself. You have to square up on this kid. And you have to get that old man strength out. And you got to go to this kid's ass, dude.
Well, here's the thing. Blake Hadley is not a small man, Dylan. He's 6'1" and weighs about 300 pounds. So he's a pretty big dude.
Oh, yeah. You got to steamroll this kid,
But somehow
bro.
Tyler managed to overpower him with this hammer.
Well, it's the shock, right? You're not expecting this. And I'm saying this, but I have no idea how I would react in this. And I say your brain, you almost probably can't operate, right? You don't even know what to do. You don't understand. You're confused, right? That your son has just attacked your wife, his mother. And yeah, so I mean, who knows how you would react in a situation like this?
I mean, it's so barbaric. I mean, what kind of bloodthirsty monster can ferociously beat his or her parents to death with a fucking hammer?
It's crazy.
It's savage.
It is.
Like, I'm just imagining that he went into some kind of berserker mode, and that's some intense physical shit. So I'm sure in the act, the adrenaline is like pumping, but when it wears off, he's got to like crash from exhaustion, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
This is very physically demanding what he's doing here.
Well, it's like we discussed just the other week. Beating someone to death is very physical. It's an extended attack, much like, strangling someone to death. It takes time, takes a lot of effort, a lot more effort than people can imagine, I would say. And so, yeah, I don't know.
Once his parents are dead, Tyler wraps their heads in towels. He drags them into the master bedroom, positioning their bodies side by side, and they're also face down. He discards this hammer between them. The cleanup was more than Tyler had bargained for and took about 3 hours, which was much longer than he had anticipated. But there was blood everywhere. I mean, it's a gory scene. You've got blood, you've got brain matter, tissue.
Damn.
Just parts of, body parts that you don't think of.
That's crazy. Well, the
Just
head injuries.
Oozing.
Multiple head injuries.
Lots of oozing.
Damn.
It's horrible. He then collects every piece of incriminating evidence, like all these different materials. We've got bloody towels, bloody pillowcases, books, a coffee table, a mop, He's used Clorox wipes to clean, so he just throws all of those in there. There's like broken glass and dishes. And he sort of uses all of these items to cover his parents' bodies.
Okay.
Like he's almost building like a little, mountain of stuff.
So he's got their bodies drug in there beside
He's like the junk lady in Labyrinth. He's got just all the shit piled on top of him.
And so he's got a pile of stuff on them now.
So disrespectful. I mean, just this whole, everything about it is just so ick, right? Afterwards, Tyler took a shower. He would later admit that he had stared at himself in the mirror and then laughed.
Again, this is not okay.
He didn't seem to have any regrets about what had transpired. Just cold-blooded. Tyler posted again at 8:15 saying, "Party at my house, HMU," which I guess is hit me up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was.
Well, now you do. Friends messaged asking, like, is this for real? What happens if your parents come home? And Tyler assured them not to worry. They won't come home. Trust me. After posting on Facebook, Tyler goes to an ATM and withdrew about $5,000 in cash.
Damn.
He supposedly picks a couple friends up on the way, brings them back to the house. The party begins around 9 p.m. When people arrive, Tyler's wearing a black t-shirt, a pair of black Dickies, and a pair of black Nike Air Force high-top sneakers. There, got that out. Since there wasn't much going on, people started showing up at the party, and most of these people didn't even know Tyler that well, or if at all. Tyler had friends, but was also a bit of a loner. Like I said before, Dylan, I don't think he was the most popular student. He's kind of weird.
Yeah, he's a weird kid.
He's a weird kid. And if people did know him, it was likely because he hung out with that druggy crowd and behaved oddly at school. So he kind of had this reputation as, being kind of different.
So in a case like this, I think you're going to get people showing up. You have this, like you said, kind of a small town vibes, not much going on. They're going to show up out of curiosity, right?
Right. I mean, people are not coming to this party because Tyler's got a great reputation or is like super well liked.
You're so cute.
Yeah. Tyler had taken ecstasy, so I'm not sure if at the start of the party he was still rolling, as they say, but some of the attendees described his behavior as being anxious. They said his eyes were big, pupils dilated, and that he kept rubbing his hands together and clenching his fists. It was obvious to everybody that Tyler was on something.
Okay.
Whether it's ecstasy or something else. I'm not sure. Around 11:30 p.m., a popular athlete named Mike Young showed up at the party with about 10 people. Now, Mike does not know Tyler, at least not very well, and normally Mike would not hang out with someone like Tyler or his friends. But again, it's this boring Saturday night, and a party sounds fun.
Damn, dude, the popular kids done showed up.
Mike had already spent some hours driving around with his buds. They had gone to the mall. They had gone to a McDonald's. A party's a better alternative.
Damn.
Than the, dollar menu that probably still existed back then. Tyler did tell guests that he didn't want them to smoke in the house. He would say, it's my parents' house. Don't smoke inside.
Okay. So some ground rules.
By the time midnight drops, there's about 60 kids in the house. And like I said, most of them don't know Tyler. Tyler basically told them, you can do whatever. I don't really care. Young people were parked on the couches. They're playing beer pong, gathering on the front lawn where they're just like tossing out beer cans and Solo cups.
Damn.
Right? The smoking rule went out the window. Cigarettes were being tossed on the kitchen counter, on the living room rug, burning holes in the rug.
Okay, look, this brings up a point I've always wondered about. The movie, the kind of cliche movie, trash the house, way over the top parties. It's never made any sense to me.
I've never gone to a party where people acted like that. Except for maybe like a frat party, but those frat houses are disgusting.
They just tear their own shit up.
They usually have like a party room and like a basement or something, so it's just like gross and sticky and whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just pretty gross anyway.
But I've never ever. And I've been at cookouts or, friends gatherings, whatever, really toasted.
Most people don't do that, right? Like, even as a young person.
No, that's intentionally tearing someone's shit up or, putting cigarettes out in their carpet. This kind of stuff doesn't appeal to me. And I couldn't imagine like why you would even do this.
Right.
I
don't get it either.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't get it either. Now, the only thing that really seemed to concern Tyler was the noise level. He was worried neighbors might call police. But Tyler didn't seem to care about his parents' house being destroyed. That had kind of gone out the window. Beer cans are just thrown everywhere. People are spilling beer on the floors. The floors are sticky and grimy. It's just a mess. By now kids are hungry, so they're in the kitchen looking for those snacks. He should have bought a snack tray. He had $5,000. He could have bought a couple snack trays, Dylan. So, of course, they're leaving whatever food out on the counter, tables, microwave macaroni and cheese, all nasty in the cups, all stuck to the, side of the cups, and just yuck.
God.
Mike recalled that one guy came over to his group and made a comment saying, "I smell dead people."
Oh.
When they were like, "What?" He's like, "Well, everybody's smoking," and walked off, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, because those are two separate things, bud.
Yeah. Kids were playing music from the family's computer. No one seemed to notice that there was a dried brown substance on the keyboard. As they played beer pong, another person said, "He killed his parents," and everybody just started laughing.
Okay.
When people asked, like, "Where are your parents?" Tyler told them differing stories. They went to Georgia. They'd gone to Orlando. He told one guy, "Oh, my parents don't live here. This is my house."
Okay.
By midnight, the house is crowded. As I mentioned, there's like 60 or more people. It's a disaster. The Hadley family, they had 2 dogs, Dylan. They had a black lab named Sophie and an older beagle. This was his brother's dog that was deaf and blind. The black lab was not around, but the beagle was found hiding in a bedroom. And then later, a girl found him hiding in the shower.
Oh.
This poor little dog. He's like so scared.
Poor little fur baby.
I know. It hurts my feelings. Like, how could you do that to the dog?
And a deaf or blind, let alone both, animal, they have a lot of anxiety and issues anyway because of the lack of sensory input. So I could only imagine what poor little dog's going through.
When the party started running out of beer around 12:30, Tyler asks a 21-year-old partygoer to buy some more beer. Tyler hands the guy like a wad of 20s and says, like, "Can you just give me a ride down to the Sunoco gas station?" While this guy, I guess his name's Mark, while he's in the store buying cases of Busch Light,
nice,
super classy, Tyler sat in the car with a girl. Now, while they're sitting in the car, he makes some comment that his father had died. And since she didn't really know Tyler that well, she kind of assumed that maybe Tyler's dad had passed away a long time ago.
Right.
Like when he was a kid or something. Back at the house, someone's walking around selling white pills for $1 each. Okay. I don't know what kind of pills.
Okay, a bargain price pills, apparently.
Others were selling marijuana. People were sending out texts saying, like, "This is a huge party. It's a blowout.
It's cool, man. You don't even have to wipe your feet."
Whoa.
We're smoking toilet paper.
It's Project X up in here. Tyler had been calm and collected despite the fact that his house was actively being destroyed. But all that changed when some half-naked guy ran into the house with a mailbox.
Oh, God.
Saying he had stolen it from a neighbor's yard. That's when Tyler flipped out. He started yelling about how that was a felony. He was scared the cops were going to come, bust up the party. Someone ended up taking the mailbox, like, back outside.
Yeah, go put it back, dude.
Someone tried to enter into the master bedroom, but the door was locked. They assumed maybe some kids were using drugs behind the door. A foot-long, dark-colored stain kind of seemed to go under the door into the bedroom.
Okay.
But nobody's really questioning, like, what is this dark stain on the floor?
Yeah, well, I guess at this point, there's no telling, right?
Well, I guess not. Others noted the smell. People at the party described the house as having this very specific odor, like old gym clothes or dirty laundry that had sat too long.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe musty?
They're probably smelling the blood, let's be honest.
The house was a mess. As I mentioned, the ceramic tiles were just covered in grime. pictures had been taken off the wall, or they were hanging kind of like haphazardly, just completely disorganized. Dishes were piled up in the sink. I mean, this just reminds me of that party from 16 Candles. Like, is there a pizza going around on the turntable?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's totally out of control.
Got Farmer Ted hiding. Someone stuck him under the glass table. Jake has to help him out, the heartthrob. Anyway. As one guest was leaving the party, Tyler followed him outside and was like, hey, man, can we talk? So... they, once they're outside, he's kind of want to tell this guy something. And Tyler, there's, of course, like friends out on the lawn, partying, throwing their cups around or whatever that they're doing. So Tyler's like, you guys all need to go back in the house so the neighbor doesn't call the cops. They do this. So once everybody had left, Tyler tells this person, quote, dude, I did some things. I might go to prison. I might go away for life. I don't know, dude. I'm freaking out right now.
Okay. It's just the drugs, man.
Freaking out right now. I think I said that to you on Saturday night. And it might have been the drugs. Now, Tyler then said he'd murdered somebody. And this friend is like, yeah, don't tell me that. I don't need to know. That's not my business.
Dude, don't want to be an accessory,
keep
bro.
That to yourself.
Damn, a little true crime fan right here, y'all.
Well, yeah, I don't want to know.
No.
When Tyler went back into the house, another guest thanked him for the hospitality. Like, yo, man, this party's been really fun. It's so awesome. Thanks for throwing this party. And Tyler was like, yeah, I wanted to do something fun before I leave. And then he told the guy, I'm going to kill myself. When the guy's like, why are you going to do that? Tyler said he'd done something really bad and would go to prison for a long time.
Okay.
Tyler's best friend was Michael Mandel. They'd known each other since they were 8 years old. Now, during the party, they had spent a lot of time together. Obviously, Michael's kind of like socializing while Tyler's was described as just sort of standing there like zoned out.
So he's kind of wigged out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Coming down off the drugs.
Right.
Maybe reality starting to set in on him. Little do people know that this guy has actually murdered both his parents.
Tyler asks Michael to come outside with him. So they walk down to the end of the block, and that's when Tyler told his friend, I killed my parents. At first, Michael didn't believe him. Is this a sick joke? But Tyler tells him to look in the driveway. He's like, my parents' cars are parked there. And if they were out of town, why would their cars be at the house? Then Tyler told him to go look in the garage. When Michael peered in, he saw a bloody footprint.
Damn.
That's when Tyler took him to the master bedroom. He noticed there was some blood on the door. Tyler unlocked the room and just reveals this bedroom, which again is just in disarray. There's chairs and furniture piled up on the floor, blood-soaked towels. Just crazy. And then among this debris, Michael could see a leg, a human leg.
Sticking out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Tyler then goes into great detail explaining the afternoon's events, how he had taken drugs, he'd grabbed the hammer, he killed his parents. Michael rushes out of the bedroom, but he stays at this party for another 45 minutes. He even poses for selfies with Tyler.
Oh, he didn't want to miss the end of the party.
The party died at 2 a.m., no pun intended, when someone announced there was another party happening. Everybody went outside and started getting into their cars. Tyler was annoyed by this and started asking, like, where's everybody going? So around 14 cars left the Hadley neighborhood at the same time. However, when they pulled up to this other party, there was actually no party, and the girl who lived there came outside in her pajamas and was like, what are y'all doing here? There's not a party.
What the
Please
hell?
Leave.
Okay.
Go away. It's 2 a.m. So this convoy starts leaving the house. And a neighbor named Rayanne Wallace calls police. She had noticed a group of boys congregating on her lawn and kind of looking into her window, and that was the final straw.
Now, is this back at Tyler's house?
Yes.
Okay.
So the Hadleys were not known for throwing wild parties, and she couldn't understand why they were letting Tyler and his friends run amok. They had 2 boys. She had never seen anything like this before.
But they were, for the most part, leaving them to it.
Well, she thinks that his parents are just allowing this to go on.
Right, because the neighbors are obviously seeing this happen.
Right, so she calls the police, and when they arrive, the party had significantly dwindled down to like 20 or less guests. Tyler told everyone to hide in his bedroom.
Okay.
Then he goes to the door, answers the door, and police tell him, "We've had a noise complaint.
Well, I can't imagine why, officer.
And you need to keep it quiet." And so there's nobody in the house. They don't go in the house. They just give him a warning.
Oh, okay.
Like, you need to be quiet. Whatever's going on over here. And he's like, "Oh, everybody left." Okay, so after they leave, the party goes on, Dylan. It just continues. Some of Tyler's guests came back to the house, realizing the other party wasn't happening.
Damn,
Yeah.
we're back, son.
Tyler had told his friend Michael that he was going to kill himself after having confessed that he had murdered his parents. Tyler had 10 Percocets he planned to use in the suicide. So Michael gets the medicine or the drugs and like hides it from him.
Okay.
So he can't harm himself with those pills. Around 2:30 a.m., after the police left, Tyler began acting really paranoid. They described him as like walking around. He's checking the windows. He's pulling down the blinds. He's just like pacing around nervously. Then he started turning off the lights in the front part of the house.
So Michael's there and he knows what happened.
Yeah.
He's the one person that truly knows what happened. He's there when the police come and still doesn't reach out, doesn't, go outside and, talk to police or anything, which is kind of weird, right?
Well, hold that thought. Nearing 5 a.m., Tyler posted another Facebook status saying that there was going to be a party at my house again, HMU.
Oh, tonight.
Yeah, he's planning to keep the party going.
Okay.
But what he didn't know is after everyone's left the party, everybody's cleared out, is that Michael, his best friend, had called the Crime Stoppers hotline and told the police everything.
Oh, damn. Okay.
When officers arrived, they noted 3 vehicles in the driveway, each registered to the Hadley family. One of the officers could hear someone talking inside the house. So he approaches the house and kind of looks into a bay window. And he could see someone walking around talking to himself. This person seemed to be in distress. The officer watched Tyler grab books from a shelf and just walk them to what looked like a bedroom and just started like throwing the books into this bedroom.
So he's continuing to pile things into the bedroom on top of his parents' bodies.
Yes, and he repeated this 2 more times. Finally, the officer rings the doorbell and starts knocking. That's when Tyler turns off the rest of the lights inside the house and then answers the door.
Okay.
Tyler was ordered to put his hands up, walk out of the house, and he was checked for weapons. One of the officers at this point has like drawn down on him.
So they're not taking any chances.
They put him in cuffs. We need to check the house. Tyler made a comment about going to Rock Road, which is where the jail was located. Something like, well, I guess I'm going to Rock Road, or like something like that. When officers tried to go inside the house, Tyler told them, don't go in there, don't enter. But inside, officers found the house completely destroyed, furniture overturned. Of course, there's beer cans, empty cups everywhere. They found the black lab Sophie locked in Tyler's closet. This poor dog's been in the closet like all day.
Damn.
And it turns out he put the lab in the closet before he killed his parents because he thought the dog would try to protect them.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah. When the officers near the master bedroom, they start noticing there's blood smeared. The door frame, the baseboards, and it looks like it's streaked into the room, like drag marks. They made entry into the room. Tyler was immediately arrested and charged with double homicide.
Right. I mean,
Because, of course,
the gig is up.
They find his parents in the room. Now, as you can imagine, word spreads quickly around Port St. Lucie, and most people were in shock. The guests who'd attended Tyler's party were freaked out. Like, most of them didn't know they had been hanging out all night in a murder house with bodies in the next room. Some people said, like, they didn't care. It didn't bother them.
That's weird.
Which I find very strange. But again, some of these kids just seem really cold and callous. Like, whatever.
I mean, okay, just imagine when you were younger in this similar scenario, wouldn't everyone be freaked out that you knew?
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't imagine there'd be anybody that's like, I don't care. That's kind of cool.
No.
Right.
No.
No, everyone would be disturbed that they were just, that A, the person had done this, and B, that they'd hung out in the room or in the house.
Yeah, I mean, I would have
with
been
dead
like,
bodies.
Why did you throw a party? I mean, that's like the last thing that you should do, right?
Right.
You've murdered your parents. I don't know. Tyler was charged as an adult, though he would be ineligible for the death penalty given his age. Now, upon his arrest, Tyler had made some claims that Blake Hadley had punched him in the face. Yet Tyler told others his parents had never physically or sexually abused him. His brother Ryan said that Tyler was a pathological liar and that his parents were wonderful people.
Yeah, I forgot about the other brother.
Once in jail, Tyler blamed psychiatric medication and other drugs for his behavior. He wrote a friend saying, "I regret everything I did. It's the pills, man," which he was actually talking about one of the psychiatric medicines.
Okay.
Which I think was like citalopram or Celexa or something like that. And so he's blaming it on the antidepressant.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
And he also had a prescription for hydroxyzine, which is like it's an antihistamine that some people take for anxiety.
Okay.
But, he's blaming that and the antidepressant on.
It's not
It's the antidepressant and the antihistamine that did this to me.
It's anything but me, personal responsibility. Yeah, that's not what made this happen.
Yet Tyler had told his best friend Michael that he'd been planning the murder for a long time, and then he had even waited for his brother to move out so that he could go through with it. Because again, he's talking about this all the time.
Well, no, just like him putting the dog away, right? He didn't want anything to interfere with his ability to kill his parents.
And as you can imagine, this story was huge news, especially in Florida, but it was picked up, nationally. Tyler was calling himself Hammer Boy or Hammer Time in jail.
Okay.
Hambo. Yeah. He became somewhat of like a celebrity in this county jail among the other inmates.
Okay.
Who were just like, whoa, there's Hambo.
There's Hambo.
Don't let him into the wood shop.
No, don't try to build a birdhouse with him.
While awaiting trial, Tyler finished his GED and scored 2,100 on the SAT. So it sounds like he had potential if he had just stopped dicking around.
Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, what can you do?
In jail, Tyler was an avid reader. He had regular visits from a priest and made comments that he would like to become ordained once he was released.
Yeah, because, I want to have pastoral advice from someone like this.
In
right?
letters to his grandparents, Tyler wrote about being plagued with guilt. He showed a lot of remorse in these letters. The Hadley's funeral was held at St. Lucie Catholic Church. About 1,000 people attended. Mary Jo was a devoted Catholic, and she served as a lector at the church. And the Sunday following her murder, she was actually supposed to read like a passage, in front of the congregation.
So very involved with her
involved.
church. Yeah.
While many of his friends tried to understand what had happened, some pointed to his parents. One girl told Rolling Stone that it was their fault because they wouldn't let Tyler, quote, be himself.
Oh, God.
That his parents had high expectations and Tyler could never do anything right. So they were asking for it, basically.
See, that's the mindset right there that's problematic. Whenever it's everyone else is to blame but you. I just don't understand that.
Well, that sounds like how our justice system is going now. Now, in the end, Tyler pleaded no contest to 2 counts of first-degree murder with a weapon. This plea came less than a month before he was scheduled to go to trial for the double murders. He was given a life sentence. Due to his age, he appealed, and Tyler was resentenced in 2016, but was again given life in prison. And this was just simply because there was some kind of law or something about, juveniles, like in their sentencing.
So they resentenced him after he was not a juvenile anymore. Is that right?
Well, no, he was. I mean, they were like, they'd sentenced him to life, and then there were some laws or some legislation or something about juveniles charged as adults, and like I guess they're not allowed to have the death penalty and whatever. So he appealed, and it went before a judge who gave him the same sentence, basically like, sorry, you don't get a free ride.
Oh, okay.
I don't know all the details, Dylan.
No, I see what you're saying.
He was asking me stuff.
So it's almost like a review of sorts.
I guess.
Well, see, that's another thing our society does, I think.
But he still gets a review after serving 25 years.
Okay.
Which is bullshit, I think.
Well, certain acts should get you death. I think. The cold-blooded murder of both your parents, who you admitted there was no type of horrible abuse, sexual, physical, or whatever, seemed like they just wanted what's best for you. Seemed like just hardworking, regular folks, right? Providing for you and your brother, wanting the best for you. It's this is a very monstrous act. I don't think you deserve to continue to live.
Yeah, there's really no excuse.
There's no excuse. What you did was senseless.
You're 17 years old.
Cold-blooded.
You're old enough to know better.
Yeah, you know better.
Right from wrong.
He has some, some kind of issues, but nothing so bad as to where he didn't know what he was doing, or, you can't have an insanity plea or anything like that. He knew better. He just decided to do it. And I think that's really fucked up. And I don't think just because he happens to be under this, magic age of 18, I don't understand.
Well, it doesn't negate the fact that you brutally murdered your parents, both of them, with a hammer.
Yeah, brutally.
In this very physical, very personal, up-close way.
Right. And I don't care if a 13-year-old does that. I don't think I'm sorry. Maybe that's a cold way. Maybe people don't understand how I can view it like that. But something's wrong with you if you do something like this just out of nowhere to your own family, your own parents. And everyone else needs to be protected from you, including people in jail. Because I think something's wrong. You're broken. Whatever it is, I don't know.
What is your malfunction, Private? Yeah. Now, in a civil complaint, Ryan Hadley wanted a declaration that Tyler would be prohibited from receiving any inheritance from his parents' estate. So he sued his brother. There was a lawsuit, kind of went before a judge. And the house, as I mentioned, was seized by the bank, and they ended up demolishing the home and giving the property to the county or whatever. It's because the house went into foreclosure.
Oh.
Because nobody's paying the house payment.
Okay, nobody's going to want to live there.
And nobody wants to live there. And the bank just felt like it was the right thing to do.
Okay.
Right. Ryan released a book called 1,000 Fireflies, Living in the Aftermath of My Parents' Murders, in which he delves into the grieving process and how he survived the ordeal. Ryan worked with a counselor to get through what he described as opposing realities, that he can be angry with his brother but also love him because they were very close growing up. And he had a really hard time kind of reconciling these feelings of anger but also love for his brother.
Oh, I guess that would be hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine having to deal with that.
Well, I think, when you get in these situations with parents where one of their kids kills a sibling, like they feel, you're torn. Like, you love your kids and you can be angry, but you also love them. It's real tricky.
Yeah,
This family stuff's tricky.
must be a really hard position to be put into.
Ryan was only able to reestablish a relationship with his brother once Tyler was sentenced to life in prison. He said he needed to know that his parents were going to get justice and that Tyler was going to be put away before he could like rekindle that relationship or whatever.
Damn. I mean, the dynamics there, it's so strange, right? But it's something that it has to be dealt with, right? In some way.
So Ryan has visited his brother in prison. Tyler is now at Liberty Correctional Institute or institution.
Okay.
In Florida.
And did he get life with no you said he gets a review after 25 years.
Well, he's sentenced to life in prison, but I guess it's with possibility of parole after 25 years maybe.
Right.
But I just don't think he deserves it.
Yeah, I remember this happening. Either I remember it happening or I've heard a podcast on it before. And it just struck me as such a weird case.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's very disturbing.
I mean, it's almost like he had these issues with his parents, but it kind of seems like he did it so he could throw this stupid party.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's
be cool.
pretty much the gist of this crime.
Yeah. I mean, it
Is
seemed to be the catalyst, what pushed him over the
Killed
edge.
his parents so he could throw a party. Just so he could have like one night of feeling cool or something.
It's so weird.
It's weird and sad. I don't know. It's such a messed up case. And I hate that he did this to his parents because they really did seem like lovely people. Everyone had good things to say about them.
Right.
And then,
well,
of course,
1,000.
Ryan is left without his parents.
Look, 1,000 people are not going to show up to your funeral. And I'm sure, I know those 1,000 people didn't know them personally, right? I'm sure a lot of it was just, it kind of shocked the community. But you can't be a terrible person if that many people show up at your funeral, your memorial, right? You're good people, and that's what really drives that kind of community rallying around
Right,
someone.
and his mother had been a teacher, and former students said, she was just a really wonderful teacher. She wouldn't give up on you. Touched a lot of lives.
Right.
With her teaching career. Just really sad, Dylan.
Gosh, these family annihilators, dude.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad we're almost through November so we can wrap it up.
Gosh, it's
'Cause
been
these cases are like super depressing and sad.
not that any of them are fun, but there's just something about it when the monster's behind the door with you, right?
Yeah.
Your guard's down, you
Just
know?
be careful this holiday
Damn,
when you're traveling and you're around your family.
baby.
What?
Am-
Lock
Can't-
the door when you go to bed.
Can I mark myself
Lock the bedroom door.
mark myself safe from a family annihilator? I mean, I'm asking you.
That's silly. It's ridiculous.
So you're saying I'll
What
never...
am I going to do with your big weird body?
Oh, that's what's saving me.
It's going to smell. I
Yeah.
can't keep it in the house for very long.
This is not shelf stable. This body's not shelf stable.
I could probably maybe roll you down the stairs into the basement.
I have lost.
And the basement kind of is already smells a little funky and stuff. We got that sump pump thing going on, and just yuck. So I could probably throw you down there for a little bit, but then I'm gonna have to drag your ass back up the stairs to get rid of you.
Nobody's even gonna come
How
looking.
am I gonna go put you in the car and shit?
Nobody's even gonna come looking for me, dude.
And I'm not gonna dismember you because that just seems messy and hard work.
Well, and you're really you're making a bad crime scene hard cleanup. Dismembering's really dumb.
I
don't
need
understand.
to keep you around because you have really good health insurance.
Okay. All right. So my stupid body
Your health insurance is keeping us together, Dylan.
and
I need it.
the fact you can't get rid of me, my remains.
Take a lot of medications.
Okay.
I need your pharmacy plan.
Okay. I love you too, baby.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So thank you for that story. disturbing story. And so here we are at the holidays, kickoff of the holiday season.
We all hope that you have a great time, right?
Hope-
Whatever you're doing.
Hope you have a great time at Thanksgiving.
Get some rest.
And look,
relax.
I think
A
everybody
little peace in your life.
enjoy your family. Just have a good, meal. Don't worry. Don't talk about all the craziness in the world. Don't alienate your family over politics, religion, or any of that shit. Cultural differences. Might not have cultural differences. You know what I'm saying. Just enjoy time.
You mean
with
like
your
social issues?
Yeah. Enjoy the time with your family.
The culture war that's happening.
And block the world out for the day and just have time, have some laughs. Have the one crazy uncle who says dumb shit. But, used to it was the one crazy uncle who said something crazy at Thanksgiving dinner. But now it seems to be everybody wants to carry on. Just enjoy yourself, right? Enjoy your family.
I bet you can guess which relative is the one that always says crazy shit and ruins it.
Yeah.
My dad.
He
He can clear a room.
Oh, no. I don't think people understand the level of...
Like at Easter, like a year ago or something, he offended everyone so badly that like they didn't want to come around for like months.
Right. I think they went through a whole holiday cycle before everybody
Yeah.
came around again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his like offensive shit that comes out of his mouth.
And what I do appreciate about him is he will say offensive stuff about all groups. He doesn't like...
He's like an equal opportunity hater.
It's true.
He truly hates he hates being alive.
Yeah.
And he wants everyone else to know it and to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not enjoy themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I've never quite met someone who can clear a room, right? Just thank you.
All
I'll
right.
take my plate to go.
So until next week.
I'm really glad we're spending the holidays together, Dylan.
Yeah, me too.
Just the two of us with Rufy and our cat. Just the two of us.
You can pour some gravy on me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What if it's hot?
Yeah, maybe I want it to be hot.
You want it to burn you?
Maybe I want it to sizzle.
You want me to pour some gravy on your nipples?
Oh, gravy nipple.
Your gravy nipples.
I want you to get a biscuit and sop this up with it.
Oh, God. I don't want any biscuits.
I want you to lick my plate clean.
I want you to suck on this sweet potato casserole.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, put it in your mouth.
Damn.
Some nuts.
Sprinkled with some
And
nuts.
some marshmallow.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, Dylan.
Bye.